I think it's time for people to get a reality check. And I don't mind being the person that does it. Why not? All right. Here's the thing, the Black conservative movement is a very important movement for America for a variety of different reasons. Okay. You need more diverse voices representing the Black community in a meaningful and understanding way. Young lady, I am an elder, Lakota. She is her own person, and that's great. And that's what a lot of people need to realize, that when you talk about the Black community and representing the Black community and speaking on the Black community, you're talking about sort of different conservative perspectives on those different things. When you talk about Candace Owens does not say anything that any other Black conservatives have not said, okay? So let's just make that very, very clear. Candace Owens has basically gotten her by speaking on truth bombs about the Black community that a lot of Black people have been speaking on before her, okay? Where Candace Owens continuously dismisses the Black community is that she talks about and at the community and not to the community. So every time another Black conservative says Candace doesn't represent the Black community, Candace doesn't resonate to the Black community, she loses her freaking head or whatever, because she knows that's not true. And bottom line is, hang on for 1 second, honey. Bottom line is, the Blexit organization was effective in its own right, but it was not super duper effective. White people appreciate Blexit more than Black people, and we need to start acknowledging that, okay? The individuals that love Candace Owens so damn much are white people. And white people need to understand that Candace Owens is so committed to you guys loving only her that she don't want y'all to hear any other Black conservative perspective. And I'm going to go on the limb and say any other Black conservative that is team Candace Owens. And I'm tired of these mainstream conservatives, like I said, trying to shut out Black conservative voices that actually do resonate to Black people. Now, they have made all these claims about how people are throwing shade on them because they don't fit a Black image. And that is far from the truth. The thing is, Black people are intelligent enough to know when we have somebody that is pandering to the talking points, or with somebody that does not look like us want to hear us say, and when we have an individual that is talking to the community and is reading the community. Candace Owens has her clout from white people because she does not mind saying things about the Black community that may be true, but in a dogmatic way that makes the Black community look ignorant. And she has a track of making Black people look ignorant. And I even will go on to venture to say that a lot of mainstream conservatives get their clout by highlighting how ignorant Black people are. Okay, when you want to talk about the Black conservative perspective, and I am firm on this, if you are not talking about Black excellence or elevation or even the issues of the Black community in a way that can resonate to the Black community and reason to the Black community, be quiet. Because all you're doing is pandering to a group of people that want to see a Black woman go in and drop truth bombs on her community. The same truths that a lot of other Black conservatives are saying, but in a less dogmatic and pandering way. So I want white people to be, we are all Americans, but Candace Owens and Brandon Tatum are not the only conservative perspective that you can entertain. Matter of fact, if you diversify your Black conservative perspective, you might even learn something new about the Black community beyond the ignorance that they want to continue to portray. I'm not here to pander to any. Thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. I'm not here to pander to anybody's emotions, okay? I'm not here to cater to anything that anybody wants to expect for me to say as a Black conservative about Black people, okay? I'm not here to pander to any ignorant ideas that any white have about Black people just to validate themselves for the night. I'm here to give you facts about the Black American experience, true to my own experience and from what I observe in the world around me. So that is why I am here, okay? And so when people want to compare me to Candace Owens, I am quick to shut that down. I be compared to that. Matter of fact, if I associate myself with Candace Owens, I am not going to reach the urban Blacks that I have been able to reach because they don't like her, because they understand a Black op, okay? Black people are not dumb, okay? I don't care how much some of these mainstream Black conservatives want to pander, elevate their whole mental disposition because they've come to some rationality that other Blacks have not come to. I'm not cut like that. Just because I have elevated my thoughts, I'm still not about to talk down on my people. I'm still not going to disconnect myself from the concerns and the dysphoria of my people. What I'm going to do is educate people about those topics in a meaningful way so that they understand and they understand how to coalesce around Black people in a meaningful way. Okay? So I want to make that clear because there's a lot of conversations going on. There's a lot of mainstream conservatives trying to discredit people like me because we may not come with their idea of conservatism. And it's like there is, when it comes to the Black conservative perspective, it just like the Black community in itself and any other community in this country, monolithic. Just because you see Black Democrats and everybody for the most part voting the same, even within the Black Democratic space, they are not monolithic. These individuals are having a conversation about the Black experience and the Black dysphoria in different contexts. And people need to listen to that. That is why there can be a voice for the Black community. Ever. Did I lose? I'm looking at my internet right now, trying to trip out on me. But there can never be a voice for the Black community. People really need to, did I lose it? Can somebody let me know if this is still working? Because I'm looking at this little pause thing. And is it still working? Because I got a little error message here. Okay, it looks like I'm back on. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure they are trying to censor conservative voices on YouTube. That's why I say screw Google and YouTube, and I'm still going to use you until I find another platform. And StreamYard too, because anyways, but like I tell people, you cannot have a voice for the Black community. You're cutting out and low res, but still there. I am so sorry. You know what? I got this wireless broadband extender thingy. I just got it, and I have to set it up, and someone told me this will hopefully help with the streaming. So hopefully. So thank you for that. But like I was saying, you cannot have a voice. There can never be a voice for the Black community. You know what I mean? Never, because there's too many experiences within the Black community. There's too many diverse viewpoints. And I wish that white conservatives will recognize this. Just because you got a group of mainstream conservatives trying to muffle the most effective Black conservatives there are because they don't fit into some mainstream model. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm a Black conservative. I have piercings. I have tattoos. This is who I am. God accepts me. You think I'm going to worry about what a mainstream conservative thinks about how I need to look in order to resonate to my people? I don't worry about what mainstream conservatives look. I'm not telling you that you need to look hood to be able to resonate to somebody from the hood. What I'm saying is that you need to stop catering your content to the ignorance of Black people. Because that's what these mainstream conservatives do when they're not in front of, when Fox and some of these other major networks aren't using them as a means to be a blackface. That's what I look at some of these mainstream conservatives as, to think that they can just talk about, y'all talking about Black issues, but y'all not talking to Black people. And that's why Kimberly Klasick was absolutely right. Everybody want to talk about, oh, well, she shouldn't have came for Candace Owens. Why? Because every time Candace Owens hears a black conservative or a black person say that she's not the voice for the black community and she does not resonate, which she just loses her mind. Get out of here with that. Candace Owens loses circuits every time she hears a black conservative say you don't resonate to black community because you're busy pandering to Trump supporters. And I voted for Trump too, so no shade on the Donald, but you're pandering to Trump supporters to elevate your profile because these people want to know why black people are so ignorant. And so you're feeding them content that basically paints us as ignorant. Brandon Tatum too. I look at his content and I'm like, there is no black awareness here. There's no black excellence here. You're pandering to a crowd of conservatives that want to hear black people talk ignorantly about their people. There's people that panders to black struggle. Those are your black liberals. There's people that pander to black ignorance. That is your Candace Owens and your Brandon Tatums. And then there's people that are focused on black excellence, black elevation in this country. Understanding, check out my video on what pro-black means. It's not anti-white, anti-American. It's an ideological mindset that says we want to see the black community excel beyond the rhetoric and the generational rhetoric and narratives of our community. That is what pro-black conservatives believe. And if y'all would just get your mind off of Candace Owens and Brandon Tatum, who want to highlight how ignorant we are, there's another perspective to be heard. Angela Stanton King is another perspective to be heard. But this is a reformed black woman. Now, when she reformed herself, she could have went over onto the liberal side, all the same, but she wanted to take on a conservative perspective. And what are these conservatives doing? Vilifying the woman. Vilifying the woman because she can resonate with a portion of the black community that they can't. Am I still cutting out? I'm looking at your comment. Is it all good still? But this is what I'm talking about. And then you commit a video to talking about this person's criminal past. You know, Jesus would never. His Father in the heavens would never. Some of you judgmental people got so many rafters in your damn eye. It's a damn shame. And then you want to talk about a black conservative movement in which one person wants to be the face of it, and yet this person doesn't even resonate to the people that she looked like. When you hear Candace Owens, oh, no doubt. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. When you hear Candace Owens talk, it's black people this, black people that, black people that, black people that, black people. You know what I mean? But what is a pro-black conservative? How do they talk? My people, we got to do better. We have to start letting go of these behaviors. We have to start letting go of these behaviors that keep us marginalized. We have to wake up to the fact that we are our own enemy sometimes. You don't hear Candace Owens and Brandon Tatum getting at their people like that in a sincere way, like a lot of these other pro-black conservatives that are resonating with their people who are getting them to change their mind. You're not talking about the same type of black conservative. So why the hell would any type of conservative movement or Republican want to prop up one idea? It's not working for you. You're recycling the same type of black conservative and expecting for them to resonate with liberal blacks. All the while they're pandering to your talking points. They're not talking to their people. And then y'all asking the same stupid ass question. Why aren't more black people coming over to conservative movement? I don't get it. You know, Candace Owens and Brandon Tatum, they're just so smart, blah, blah, blah. They're so blah, blah, blah. But they're painting their people as ignorant. So y'all front faces over here turning black people off from your movement, all the while speaking on their issues. I'm going to speak on the black issues. I'm going to talk about black people, whatever. But I am not doing any elevate that. And I'm sorry, black people, Brexit wasn't it. Blexit wasn't it. It wasn't. It's a great organization, just like Kimberly Klasick's Red Renaissance is a great organization, an ideological organization. Is getting Black people to look at conservatism in a more practical way. So I want people to be clear on this because I'm tired of these conversations. As a new rising conservative voice, there are a couple of games that I don't play. I don't think I'll ever run for office. I don't think. You never say never. You never say never because you just never know. But I don't think I ever want to be in that space because it's just toxic for me, and I just don't like to be around a bunch of slimes. You know what I mean? But as a new Black conservative voice, I do not play those games of people trying to silence me, especially people that claim to be on the same damn team. I don't play those games. I don't care. When you want to talk about, oh my God, nobody will ever go after Candace Owens. If she don't make any sense, I will go after her ass all day. Please understand that. And it's not about having rivalry and beef, but if we are on the same damn team, we are going to make sense. We're not going to be throwing unnecessary shots, digging up each other's background so that we can look like a glory whore. Because that's basically what a lot of these mainstream conservatives have turned into. You ain't focused on your people. You focus on how you going to get super chats from these people talking about your people. Be real about it. Be real about it. That's why y'all trying to muffle our voices, because we're resonating with people in a practical way. I'm not trying to appeal to your emotions or all the ideas of ignorance that you think about Black people. I'm trying to put you on game. I'm trying to expand your knowledge about Black people. Understanding. I'm not a separatist, not at all. But I believe that just as much as we are Americans in this country, we are individually our own ethnic entities. In Frankenmuth, Michigan, we celebrate Oktoberfest to celebrate all the German settlers that came out there, right? I'm Black, I'm not German, but I've been to Germany and I've appreciated the German culture. I like Oktoberfest because I like embracing all the beautiful cultures in America, both Black and white. I celebrated Diwali with some of my Indian coworkers. America is a beautiful melting pot. And I don't subscribe to this idea that we all just got to be Americans. No, I celebrate St. Patrick's Day and I appreciate all the Irish settlements here. Matter of fact, I'm a lineage of it myself. So it's like it's so funny when you go into your entomology and you look at the part of you that's not Black, because Black Americans, we're mutts. I look at Black Americans, we're like mutts for real. But, my family, they were the O'Binions and the O'Harans, Irish Welsh families that settled in the South Bend, Indiana area. And both of my parents come from lineages of those families. It may not have been the best lineage, but it is. But it's like, we are mutts. You know what I mean? Americans are mutts. You know what I mean? But I appreciate the African side of my heritage of being American just as much as I'm interested and fascinated with the fact that I have other, European influences, because again, Black Americans, we're mutts. We're mutts, But that's just to say that, I am a Black American woman, okay? I appreciate my American heritage. I feel like I'm more defensive about migrant Blacks that come up in here trying to talk crap about American, like Ilhan Omar. I'm like, honey, you came to our house. That's how I look at things. If I'm going to be against any Black person in this country, it's going to be any migrant Black that come over here talking crap about us, and we done saved your ass. You in our house, Ilhan Omar. You need to tone it down, leaving your Black brother husband for that white man and then want to peddle racism. Girl, bye. But you guys, I'm just telling you, embrace a different conservative perspective. There's more of us out there. We may not be the super duper, polished or whatever, But we articulate, we're very intelligent, we have our own vibes, we have our own flavor. And I say, taste the flavors of different Black conservatives. Like, just think about Black conservatism like Baskin Robbins. Okay, any questions? Concerns? We good? White people, you're good? We love you. But you got to diversify. I tell people, you got to diversify your thinking process like your portfolio, okay? Diversify your mindset. Entertain something else. You may find that, your perspective about Black America, understanding the different segments of the Black community, because you should run for office. Man, that's being in the jungle. I would love to run for office if I knew it would be a clean run, but I feel like somewhere it's going to get dirty. And I be trying to be a child of God these days. But, I support people that run for office. I support Black people, especially Kimberly Klacik. And I really want to just make this point again, all right? Regardless of the allegations before us with Kimberly Klacik, I really think that people should not minimize what she did in Baltimore. You know what I mean? It's not easy flipping predominantly Democratic districts, right? And as she outlined, she said that the Republican interest in her district, I think they were getting up to like 4,000 votes. And then she upped that to like 14,000. Now, 10,000 may not be a lot of votes for some people, but do you understand 10,000 people deciding to go the Republican way in that district plants the seed for other people to consider going the Republican way in that district? Don't minimize that woman. Stop calling her a whore. Stop making all kinds of ad hominem attacks about this woman before you even know cold facts beyond what Candace Owens wants to paint on this other Black, intelligent, beautiful woman because she's threatened for her to be in the same damn space. Let's be real about that, people. Let's be real about this. I don't look at Candace Owens coming out, talk about, listen, patriots, listen, guys. She wasn't trying to be patriotic. She was trying to be vindictive and take that girl out of the game because she's clearly threatened by her. And I don't like people like that. I don't subscribe to people like that. I can respect Candace Owens for her tenacity to be able to speak truthfully about the issues of the Black communities, but I also recognize that Candace Owens' brand is built on pandering to people that want to hear her talking about her community. And to me, most of her elevation of Black thought comes from a news interview where she's talking about what Democrats are trying to do to Black people. Guess what, Candace? A lot of Black people are on the game. Even before you became a Republican, a lot of Black people were up on game. You know what I mean? So I don't want to run for office. I would rather commentate. You know what I mean? I would rather kind of look at the sensibilities of the arguments on all of the sides and say, this is what you guys should do. This is how you guys should be thinking. I would love to be a political strategist one day on my bucket list, because I would show the Republicans, or at least the Libertarian, how to eat a couple of parties up for lunch. Because I feel like the Democrats play dirty. And I'm not trying to promote being dirty in your games, but you can be strategic and scheme and still, get your hands a little dirty. I'm not talking about scheming on people, but playing people on themselves. Democrats play the Republicans on themselves and their lack of just being in touch with real conversations. And that's why I don't rock with the Republican Party, because they're too reactive. They're not big schemers. I don't mess with the Democrats anymore. I'm over them. We already know that they betrayed Black people 10 times over, and the Black dysphoria is what it is today because of those demonic ass people and all of they Black ass demonic ass people too. When I talk about the Democrats, it's the Black and the white ones to me. And people want to talk about Malcolm X, and it's like, yo, Malcolm X, when he said the white devil, people are like, oh, he's racist. I'm like, y'all need to break what Malcolm X was saying down. Because Malcolm X had no problem with Republicans. He had a big problem with Democrats, and those were the white devils that he was talking about. He was not talking about all white people when he talked about the white devil. He was talking about white Democrats. And when he talked about the bourgeoisie token blacks, he talking about them black politicians, the ones that will sell their people out for the coin. So this the black perspective you're going to get over here. All right. So like, subscribe, diversify your conservative perspective a bit. You'd be surprised how much you learn about black people outside of the polished conservative Candace Owens, we're holier than thou in righteousness. Man, that girl has been wrong so many times. That girl has been wrong so many times. You know what a friend of mine sent me? And this is like real talk. He was like, this is a contradiction that, this is a black man. Candace Owens is out for Candace Owens. Black people know. Black people know what it is. White people not up on game because they're so in awe with this beautiful, black, intelligent girl spitting truth bombs about her people instead of talking to her people and resonating with them. But off that, Candace Owens is out for Candace Owens. Even this talk about creating this base, the black conservative base, is Candace's attempt to be the gatekeeper of black conservatives. And the people standing for Candace are ignoring all the uncertainty that Candace had in her IG Live. When Candace says it is her feeling that Kim laundered money, her fans ignore that she said it's her feeling, not a fact. And you guys are real quick to say facts don't care about y'all feelings. But apparently Candace's feelings and not facts had a lot of patriots calling another patriot a whore, a drug addict, abuser, defamating her family without having facts. That's why it's always good to be in the middle and practice a little bit of patience and see how things play out. Because even if anything that Candace Owens said was substantiated, she said a lot of ad hominem attacks against another black, beautiful, conservative woman that led me to believe that you weren't being patriotic, baby. You was trying to destroy Kim Klacik because you were jealous of the fact that another beautiful, black, conservative woman was rising in that party. So I am not team Candace Owens. I'm not team Brandon Tatum. I'm not team any black conservative that spend more time talking about how ignorant their people are instead of elevating people, dropping black history the right way, and giving people a perspective that they can walk away with and actually use to understand they fellow black brother American or black sister America or they white or black whatever brother. See, some of you people got division in your heart and you acting like you on a team of unity. You got division in your heart. And then you want to act like you a Christian and you got hate in your heart. You got vindictive schemes in your heart. The Bible talks about in Matthew chapter 7, we got some false prophets. There are false prophets. So diversify your black conservative perspective. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope that this was enlightening to you people so that you guys can understand that it's not just one side to this conservative idealism. And black people are not monolithic. Black conservatives are not monolithic. And I think that you would do yourself a favor to entertain the perspectives that gives you an understanding of the black dysphoria in an organic way. Because we talk to our people. And sometimes it's best to see how black people talk to each other instead of having one black person talk about black people, especially a black person who seems to alienate themselves from their people anytime they need to pander to whites to get their attention or appeal to their emotions. Because that's what's pretty much happening. So you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for hanging with me, and I will catch you on the next one. And I am going to plug in my wireless booster. Hey, bye.